right, what's going on, folks? Well, I'm going to tell you what, today has been a day, not just for me personally, but for the nation. History's been made today in more ways than one. I actually have President Muttonhead on my big screen up there. I wish I could listen to him, but I got to talk to you. But I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be camping tonight. But there's so much going on. Plus, I got to meet with Craig in the morning. We're going over to Hamcation at the fairgrounds. So if there's any ham heads out there that wants to go get in on the radio show, we'll be there tomorrow. He's going to be there early, but we're going to get together about 11:30. So let me see who's in the house here tonight before we get going. Man, I got a lot going on, believe me. Glenn Anderson was the first one in. Yeah. Nick L. Nick, finally got my coax. I'm going to try to get that done tomorrow after I get back from the fairground. So hopefully we'll be able to hook up soon. Pauline Parker. There we go. Who else we got here? Rebecca's with us. I thought you'd be out seeding. I know you're working on those seeds early. I've been watching that, so hopefully that'll go well for you. Glenn Anderson is with us. Yeah, just another day in paradise. Yep, pretty much. I'll give my commentary on that in just a few minutes. I was with us. Kathy C in the crowd. There we go. There's Craig right there. Saying hello to everyone in the OP Nation. I like that. I might get some t-shirts made up or some hats or something. Give them away as gifts. Yeah. Buzz Runner's with us. There we go. Another shout out to everybody. Linda Farrow. Oh, let me make sure I hit everybody here. What's going on here? Oh no, that's terrible. That's terrible. Let Aaron know we're praying for him. Be praying for the family. Sad news. Hate to hear that. Rob Jones is with us. I know his lovely lady's here somewhere too. I saw her, I think. Who else we got down here? Lynn Stalker's in the house. Yeah. Eddie's back. Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate it, buddy. John H., the man right there. Patriot Ordinance, South Florida. There we go. Maybe, I don't know if you have a ham license or not, but if you do, we all need to hook up. We got our SARNet going on, so we need to get together there. Hey, there's Debbie right there. Yeah, there we go. What'd he say?
He addressed the report today, and now he's taking questions.
President Muttonhead. Wanda's with us. There we go. Thank you, girl. Appreciate it. What's this here? What did the potato do today? Well, I don't know if you saw the report, but his own Department of Justice said he's a feeble-minded old fool. But we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. Yeah. What else? Who else we got down? Fourth and Goal is with us. Man, we got a good bunch. And Doug, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you being here, my friend. Fluffy, there's my girl right there. She's one of the OP Nation cheerleaders. But there's been a lot going on this week, not just today. Today's just been a hot mess. I don't know if you guys listened to any of the SCOTUS hearing for Colorado trying to take Trump off the ballot, but we'll get into that in just a few minutes. It ain't looking good for Colorado. Let me put it that way. I'll say that right up front. Patty, all right. Thank you so much for being here.
You missed Tammy Jo.
Did I miss Tammy Jo?
She's right above Patty.
I thought what we got here. My radio's in the works. Aaron and I working on it together. We'll keep you informed. Absolutely, buddy. There's Tammy Jo. All right. Man, we got a good bunch in here tonight. But hopefully y'all saw, a couple of videos I dropped this week. I've been out camping. We've been out camping. I went out on the trail yesterday, made a couple of videos just for fun. One was just for fun, to show everybody how I packed my little day pack there. And the other was just a little rant about that I hate to say this word, but there's no other way to say it, that shit show they had in the House of Representatives the other night when they couldn't impeach Mayorkas for his open, blatant disregard for the law and all of the bodies he's standing on while he tells those lies about the border being closed. They couldn't vote to get rid of that guy, and they couldn't vote to fund Israel and their war against terrorism. They're getting nothing done, but I don't think they want to. I think right now everybody up there pretty much knows this country's done. They're just trying to sell it for all they can get because they see the handwriting on the wall, which means you should see the handwriting on the wall. Get ready for it. But Edith dropped in. There we go. All right. But there was a couple other things that happened this week that kind of got my attention before I get off on this historic day I've been experiencing. A lot of people don't realize how historic today is in our country. But the ATF has made no bones about it. They're going to come out with a rule, not a law. Remember that. It's an ATF rule that nobody can sell a gun without a background check. Nobody, not a single gun. But here's the catch right here. Online, it says it right there. Well, they can't sell a gun online now without a background check. You can't go online and just buy a gun and have somebody send it to you. I don't know what. It's just one of those that's got me stumped. Why would they even think that they have to do that? It's already against the law to do that. It's like they're setting up there. Never mind, I ain't going to use that word. They're sitting up there just, there's only one way to say it, and it's a bad way, so I'll just go and buy that. But what they're doing is wasting time. Can't sell a gun online. If you do, it has to go through a gun dealer who does the background check. That's the law. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it is now. That's the way it should be. I mean, we don't want another Oswald situation where he mail orders a $27 gun. Nobody does any checks on this crazy bastard, and he winds up killing the president. We don't want anything. We don't want anything like that again.
It didn't last very long. He's already at the podium.
Oh, he's stumbling off there.
You're still yelling questions at him.
Another good one here. This one, Chucky Schumer, everybody's favorite senator. He just straight up said, if you don't support more money for Ukraine, they're going to send your children and your grandchildren to fight the Russians. He said that. He said it. So basically, pay their ransom so they can get their 10% kickback, or they're going to kill your children and your grandchildren. I made it simpler than he did, but it's basically the same thing. That's what he said. So you take it for what it's worth. They're just selling us out, plain and simple. Approve $60 billion for Ukraine so we can get back our, $6 billion, and it's a big joke, and people are getting tired of it, and they know it, and he's just trying to scare everybody. Give us what we want, or we're going to murder your children, your grandchildren. It's that simple. We'll see how long this one stays up.
I was pushing the envelope.
Yeah, in the Fed chair this week, he actually said the U.S. dollar is unsustainable on the path it's on. It's not like they're going to change it. They're not going to change it. What are they going to do? Just, stop wasting money? No, they're not going to do that. Ain't no way they're going to do that. But when Jerome Powell, the guy that's in charge of the money, when he says this is not sustainable the way it's going, you got your own government telling you that your money's not going to be good very long. You got to start thinking about ways to hedge that off, guys. We ain't going to go there. You know where I would go if I said that. But that surprised me when it came out of his mouth. But that's just one of the surprises we got this week. We're getting some actual truth out of some government officials, and it's just unusual. I'm not used to it. Can't take it. Did you see the results of the Nevada primary on Tuesday? This was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Nikki Haley lost by 33 percentage points to nobody. The Republicans in Nevada voted for nobody, none of the candidates on the ballot, and she finished second with 30.4% of the vote. She lost to nobody. Now, I don't know if you remember that old Richard Pryor movie. I can't remember the title of it, but he had Brewster's Million. That was the name of it. He had to spend, I think it was $10 million in a month to inherit 50 million or 100 million or something like that. And the way he did it, he financed a campaign against all of the candidates on the ballot in New York. So he was just spending money on that candidacy, just spending it hand over fist, trying to just burn it away. And it was just like that. I think it was titled "All the Above, None of the Above" in that movie. The title, they had the candidates, and then at the bottom it was "None of the Above," and none of the above wound up winning. And that's exactly what happened on Tuesday with Nikki Haley. She got beat by nobody. Now you think she would learn and step aside, but she's too egotistical for that. She ain't got a shot in hell. And after the Supreme Court, well, we'll get into that in just a few minutes. If things go the way they should with the Supreme Court, then she's done. Absolutely. It's time for her to pull the plug. But the Supreme Court, I doubt if any of you listened to what happened there today, because I'm probably the only nerd here that would.
We're sitting in a campground with nothing to do, so it worked out.
I was listening to the state of Colorado's argument to the Supreme Court that they should be able to take Donald Trump off the ballot in their state, which would just start a snowball effect. And that poor lawyer they sent up there, what was that guy's name? I can't remember it now. I can't remember his name now. Josh Murray. That was his name, Josh Murray.
Look at him. Bless his heart.
Yeah, he should have just stayed at home in bed this morning.
He's like, why did I go to law school?
Because he didn't just lose this. It's not obvious already that he's going to lose this case. They embarrassed him. They schooled him like he was a first-day law student. I mean, Gorsuch gutted this guy. And pretty much Roberts talked to him, and he talked to Roberts a little bit, and Roberts went back and forth with him a couple of times, and basically Roberts said, okay, I'm done with you. It's like, you shouldn't even be here. And what surprised me the most was that Justice Jackson and Sotomayor, they were both kind of on his side when it started. But as the arguments went on, he answered questions. The justices asked, questions that he had to respond to. It looked like even those two liberal lefty fascists are going to rule against him. Now, they might not.
Seven of them will.
Yeah, I told Lady Prepper, I mean, right off the bat, you could listen to that hearing and tell that 5 of them are going to vote against him. So he's lost. You could tell by the way they talked to him, the way they questioned him, the responses they gave. Those 5 are all dead against Colorado. And I think it's going to be a 7-2 vote. And if Roberts has even Roberts, he's a known rhino. He's demonstrated for years he's a rhino. But he was so dead set against this guy. Now his job, I think, is to round everybody up and make it a 9-0 decision. And if he does, all this other legal stuff you see on Trump is going to go out the window. Because then everybody will know that they're just using the legal process to try to keep him from being the president again. It looks like you got a question.
I want you to get rid of this picture.
All right.
If I do this.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I got off on a rant against that dumbass. That gentleman. And I just left it up there. I wasn't looking over here. Sorry. Hillbill made it. Yeah, that's my man right there. All right. But that guy, if you listen to it, you know what I'm talking about. But if you didn't, believe me, Colorado is not going to win that case. No way. I would bet everything I own that Colorado is going to lose that case. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. You never know. I might be right, though.
He just said Tucker Carlson had an interview with Putin.
Yep. I didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
Was that released today? I think it was supposed to be released at 6:00 Eastern time. And I know Elon Musk is going to make it available on X. So hopefully it's out there and I'll be able to check that out and see what was going on. But Tucker needs to be careful, because if he don't, he'll wind up just like Julian Assange. He'll fly off somewhere and won't be able to fly back. He'll be in exile. Who is going to Hamcation?
Short-lived.
Short-lived Saint. All right, I'll be there at 11:30. If you want to hook up, me and Craig are going to hook up on 2 meters simplex. If you want to give us a shout, we'll meet up with you. 2 meters, 146.520. 146.520 on 2 meters. And we'll meet up with you. My call sign is KT4 Delta X-Ray November. So if you got a little handheld you can take with you, about 11:30, give me a shout on the radio. We'll get together. Okay. What's this here? Open story 10 window. Open 10-story window. What's she
We're talking about Tucker Carlson disappearing.
Oh, yeah.
Linda said another Epstein.
Yeah. You never know. Yeah. If he
He
touches
dies.
the right buttons,
Yeah.
he'll wind up gone. That's true. Yeah. Yes, sir. They're on his ass. They sure are. They don't want him to be able to voice his opinion or interview these people or nothing. Speaking of opinions, I got another one.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. Everybody's wondering why Joe Biden hasn't actually punished Iran directly over the murder of our soldiers. In my opinion, he can't. If he does, he'll be deader than he is right now, which we're going to get into here in a minute. Excuse me. I get to talk and my throat gets dry. If he does take direct military action against Iran, who is the biggest supplier of oil to China, what do you think China would do? Think maybe they'd spill the beans on him? Because they got him by the short hairs. We all know that. So if he starts attacking oil fields in Iran, then that's going to cut off some of China's oil supply. And China's not just going to sit there and take it. That's my opinion. I think that's why he's not doing it. All this crap about he don't want to start World War III. Well, if this was the America that we grew up in, this would have already been over. He would have turned Iran into a layer of glass in the blink of an eye. But he's a coward. He can't do that. They got the goods on him, and he can't. That wouldn't start a war. That would end a war. But China's got the goods on him, and he cannot attack their allies. It's that simple. Now, we talked about the first big historic thing today, which was the SCOTUS case, Colorado in front of state Supreme Court, which they're going to lose, thank goodness. We just got to hope it's a big win. But the other thing going on right now, while he was just on television, was this right here. His own special counsel said that he's not mentally fit to face trial for the crimes he's committed. Now, when his own Justice Department is saying that, What does that say about the state of the presidency right now?
That's what he was just defending,
Well, yeah, I'm sure he did.
saying how sharp he is
Yeah.
and that he never gave anything to anybody. So he's saying part of the stuff they said he did, he didn't do, that kind of stuff.
When they said he was going to have a special announcement tonight, it was either going to go one of two ways. He was either going to go out there and try to prove that he's still intelligent, or he was going to resign. That's how close we were. Flipping a coin, that's simple, one or the other. That's how fragile our country is right now, under a man that I'm sure he don't even, I ain't going to go there. That's not good. I'm trying to be nice tonight. So, I mean, I don't think he can even facilitate himself in the restroom. Let me put it that way. But that's the guy running this country. And this is the result, what's happening today. We have the justice system weaponized against his opponents. And then we have...
He apparently made another gap on the stage while he's trying to claim he's mentally fit.
Oh, he made another gap while he's trying to prove how sharp he was. But you made me lose my train of thought. Oh, my goodness. All right. They weaponize the justice system against his opponents. And they're not going to stop. I mean, if this is 9-0 out of the Supreme Court, that pretty much shuts it all down. But if there's just 2 or 3 dissenting judges there, that keeps it all alive. So we got to hope for 9-0. But he's just not mentally fit. When his own Justice Department says he's not sharp, he's not mentally fit to make competent decisions, and we have him sitting in the White House. That's how close we are to all of this falling apart, guys. I'm telling you, we're getting closer and closer every day. The more corruption that comes out of there, the closer we get. And there's nothing me and you can do to stop it. Nothing. One man getting elected president is not going to stop it. The machine is too entrenched. Like I said earlier, they're selling us out. They're trying to get all they can get before it goes down. And we will have to deal with the consequences. So get ready for it. You know what you have to do. I've been telling you for 2 years now. Others have been telling you probably for longer. You have to get ready for it. It's coming. You can see it. There's nothing to stop it. I'm not saying this to try to scare you. I'm saying it to try to motivate you. Step it up. Right now is the time to step up those preps, guys. Do it while you can still afford it. Things are getting out of hand price-wise. You know, you're going to have to be able to step it up a little bit. Get those things you need. Start stacking up, you know, a little more food, a little more freedom. You know what I'm talking about. A little more freedom seeds. You know, make sure you have access to the things you're going to need when you're on your own. Because when it happens, it's going to happen, bam, just like that. Right now, we're in the process. It's happening slow. Your government's telling you your money's not going to be good anymore. The guy in charge of the money's telling you that. Don't just say, you know, I'll take care of it tomorrow. Start doing it now, a little bit at a time. Just a little bit, make improvements. All right? Hopefully, I got something across to you here tonight. Start watching the news if you're not watching it. Start watching what's going on. Because right now it's all unraveling right in front of us. You can't let that happen and you not know about it. You don't want to wake up one morning and everything's gone. You don't want that to happen. But we're heading down that track really fast right now. With the events that happened today, that just sped it up even more. What we got over here? What we got right here? Nope, I sure don't. Believe me, I do not want her to be president. But I don't think it would make much difference because neither one of them's pulling the strings right now. Neither one of them is doing He's not capable, and she's too stupid to do it. It's that simple. Why? Democrats changed the rules around last year so they could plug in another candidate at the last minute and keep their people confused. That's right, Big Mike. You think Big Mike's going to do it? Big Mike might be the guy. We'll know pretty soon. They're going to have to make a decision soon, because after today, Joe's been exposed by his own Justice Department. They're going to have to do something quick. There ain't no doubt about it. This was not what I had planned for tonight.
Gosh, that's right. That's exactly.
But
yeah, never think. Yeah, you're
no,
right.
but I didn't have time to research that proper, so I didn't want to come out here and not be right on the things that I want to say on that topic. I talked to Rebecca this week. She gave me her input on it, and I'm going to post a question probably tomorrow, looking for your input on it. It's not going to be a yes or no. You're going to have to give me some opinions, or either there on the YouTube format, or you can email them to me. I won't use your name. I won't say this person said this. I won't do that. But I would like your input on how you feel about, from a biblical standpoint, from a religious standpoint, how you feel about what you're going to have to do if things go absolutely, I shouldn't say if, when things go absolutely bad. Are you going to feed the people around you? Are you going to take care of those around you, even at the expense of you and your family? Is that the Christian thing to do? You know, this, I'm going to pop a couple of questions out there, and I would love your input on them. If you don't want to answer them, don't worry about it. But I will definitely let you know what my views are. But I would like more input from you guys before I do anything on that. I just didn't have time to do it this week. I got too distracted, you know, with this camping trip I just came back from. So maybe Sunday night. Next Thursday at the latest, we'll talk about it. All right, what else we got over here? Old Bummer got a good hand in it. Yes, he does. That's an absolute fact. What we got
Him
here?
and her.
Him and who?
Both Obamas.
Oh, Big Mike and Barry?
I think
Okay.
yeah, I think Michelle's going to be on the slate somewhere.
There might be. Give Biden to win a nomination at the last minute, change to Big Mike. If he accepts the nomination, he can't just say, okay, I'm going to accept this nomination and give it to this person. He can't do that.
Biden's Department of Justice said he has poor memory and he's slow.
He is slow. The man's very slow. And his own Justice Department said so. I mean, right there. Let me pop that back up there. There we go. But he's too mentally feeble to prosecute. If he can't be prosecuted for a crime, how in the hell can he run the biggest nation in the world? I shouldn't say the biggest business in the world, which is the United States of America. We all know he's not doing it. So they exposed him today, and I think it was for a reason. Here's another thing about the SCOTUS argument. Colorado in front of the Supreme Court today. Supreme Court has to rule against Colorado, because if they don't, then states can cherry pick presidential candidates. And what will happen is the liberal states will take off all of the conservative candidates. The Confederate, I shouldn't have said that. That was bad. The conservative states will pick off all the liberal candidates, and nobody will get enough electoral votes to be the president. It will be impossible. And then the guy that's in power hadn't been voted out, but he has to leave after 8 years. What's going to happen? You know, that was the first thing that came to my mind today. If states start picking off candidates and they get it to the point that nobody can win the number of electoral votes necessary to be president, then what do they do? Good question. What's up?
Quantum said that I guess it was when you said that Michelle could take the nomination and hand it off to somebody, or
No.
couldn't hand it off to somebody.
Right.
He said yes, he can, they changed the rules.
I'll have to
You
check
check
that.
into that, right?
I'll have to check into that.
Yeah, and yeah, so Democrats changed the rules.
I
so-
think once a nomination has been won, then they can't say, okay, I'm giving this nomination to this person. I think they have to go through the delegate count again. But I might be wrong. I'll have to check into
Well,
that.
it makes sense if the Democrats make up the rule, because at some
But,
point it'll
yeah.
bite them in the ass. Like they
Yeah,
do
Democrats make the rules up as they go along. Whatever works. But, all right, I'm just saying, guys. Right there we go. Texas, hold the line. Thanks for coming in, David. I appreciate it, buddy. I truly do. But start watching the news, guys. A lot of things happening right now that affect this country, not just today or tomorrow, but years down the road. We can't survive if the republic is divided by the Supreme Court. It's that simple. The nation will not survive. I think they're smart enough to know that. I think they're smart enough to make the right decision. But let's all pray that they do. From listening to the arguments today, I think they will.
It totally sounded like they would.
But we got to make sure. So ask the big guy to give us a hand with that. It won't hurt anything. All right. So right now I'm gonna get out of here. It's been a long day for me. Started out camping, folded the tent quick, and headed to the house. So I appreciate every one of you being here. I love you. Thank you for being here for me. Keep your eyes on the news. It's getting real, guys. It's getting real quick. Stay strong. Keep prepping and pray for our country. We need it now more than ever. The Orlando Prepper is out.